Okay, so we have got a mission delivered from the captain of Glimt himself. We're going to find a Christmas tree that we're going to put inside Glimt for this winter. Or maybe a Christmas bush. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. Oops. We don't know yet, but we're going to find out. So we are going on an adventure trying to find a Christmas tree. Er dere klare, folkens, til å finne juletre? Ja! So, after a little walking into the woods, we have now found our Christmas bush, Christmas tree thingy. Hva synes du om treet? Er det et bra tre? Ja. Christian, er det et bra tre? Tora, er det et bra tre?
Ja.
Ja. I think it's a good tree. So let's cut it down. Det er bra. Nærshot. Yay! Hei! Hei, Christian!
Sånn.
Vi er i gang, endelig etter 16 timer. Skål! Just to make it clear, this really looks disgusting. Welcome to this Glimt Christmas special! Woohoo! And just to make it clear from the beginning, except from Thorstein chopping down that Christmas bush, this episode will not involve any woodwork. It will not involve any work at all. Just the people most featured in the last episodes, eating lutefisk and talking in almost uncomprehensive English for ages. So, if you are stuck alone in Antarctica or sitting home alone in quarantine, this episode is for you. Please enjoy!
It's just like catching goo. It's... I regret all my life choices.
You mean you regret being born?
I didn't have a say in that, so...
Oh no!
Oh.
Bacon.
Bacon!
Yeah.
Oh, then I should have bacon.
Bring
Hold my
on
beer.
the bacon.
It's not beer, you're not old enough to drink beer.
Hey, not put that attitude.
It's not beer, it's Christmas soda.
So, I guess I am the only one that's actually eaten lutefisk before. And the trick is to just add a lot of bacon. And I guess that's it. And eat fast. So, here it goes. It's wobbly wobbly. Oh, I forgot the bacon. Oh, it's great. Actually, it's not that bad. It's quite salt and doesn't taste anything. So, and bacon is great.
Okay, I'll try.
Right, so, normally in Norway, it's custom to meet all your family at Christmas Eve, not the Christmas morning as in the US. And then you normally eat. Well, some people eat lutefisk. Some people eat. It's not that common, I think. I don't know how many, but I guess any of you eat lutefisk? Have you eaten it before?
No.
I would guess maybe 1 out of 20 or something would eat lutefisk. More common is ribbe. Like maybe half of the Norwegian population eats ribbe, maybe something like that. Yeah.
And stick meat.
And stick meat. Pinnekjøtt, was that? That's
Pinnekjøtt.
what was that? That's like
Smoked lamb.
yeah.
Smoked
If it translated like straight from Norwegian to English, it's stick meat. Like wood meat.
And the reason for that is they only put the wooden sticks underneath the meat when they kind of steam it. So that's kind of why they call it stick meat, because of the sticks. So that's kind of what we eat. And well, today we all had lutefisk. That was a huge success. Let's do it. I mean, this is a fishing box. We had to have fish, obviously. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's all we're going to say about Norwegian Christmas celebration. For the rest of this podcast, for the rest of this episode, we're going to focus on things that we couldn't film. That's kind of happened in the last year. And first of all, I have to say that all the episodes are 1.5 years after the actual events. As you probably realized with the second to last episode, and that was summer of 2019. So we're actually now 1.5 years in the future than you've seen us before. That's why Maximilian looks so mature and adult.
So much more handsome.
Yeah, has so much beard. So we're going to focus on the things that happened like more than a year ago. And I guess I'm going to start with telling some cool stuff about episode 6, the one where we almost blew up the engine. And we were actually quite busy after that, after all the smoke, and I didn't get to film where we actually crashed into a cliff. We did. It was nothing dangerous, and it happened after we stopped the engine. It kind of got out of control. So we hit the cliff, not that hard, but enough to kind of make a good scene. So that was kind of quite embarrassing, and after that happened, I really wished I had filmed it, because that would be so epic.
I actually had the chance to film it because I jumped in one of our 2 follow boats without the deadman switch. So I just jumped in and released the rope and pushed away, and I was just drifting away from the boat, looking at the scene happening alone in the towboat.
Yeah.
And I actually had my phone on me. I just forgot to film it. I was just sitting there watching all this stuff happen because I couldn't start the engine because I did not have the deadman switch. Just start motor. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was episode 6. So what about you guys? Do you have any kind of favorite episodes that you remember?
My favorite episode is probably the episode where we where all the kids come together and we brush it down with sandpaper and music and dance, and then we had sausages and we grilled
good bacon.
Yeah, good bacon. Sausages with bacon. That's yeah. I think that's my favorite episode for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my favorite is the one that wasn't filmed. The first racing of Glimt.
Yeah. Let's talk about that one. Can you tell more about that one? So what happened? How did you race it by yourself?
No, it's kind of experimenting a bit to see if this was possible or not. And the tide was really low, so more of the boat were over water than when we actually filmed it. So the principle was there, same as when we filmed it, but much faster. Not so dramatic. Actually kind of boring.
Because the second one was actually quite dramatic. It was very close that we lost the whole boat.
Yeah.
It was
when it fell off the edge and it started going over. I was pretty sure that that's not gonna work. That would be the last of it. It still would have been a good movie, but.
And the thing is, we didn't plan for it at all. We didn't foresee that happening at all, because that didn't happen the first time.
No. Then it came up with a bow the same way, but the stern raised much more smooth.
And we were out of ropes, out of pumps, and the noise level was like a chainsaw. That petrol pump was so loud. Yeah. So it's really hard to plan, and we couldn't stop the pumps to kind of make a new plan.
No.
So that was dramatic moments.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't really understand what was going on.
Because you've been upstairs like sleeping or something. You
Yeah, I took a break. I came.
It was
I was
early,
on a break.
this was
in the house.
early in the morning,
Yeah.
like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because I was in the house because it was cold and it was too early for me. So I came down later, and you guys said, but I remember a tiny bit of it. Like you just, I didn't know, I didn't understand until later when I saw the video of you guys making it, and I saw the animation of how I didn't understand how serious it was.
Good times. We got it up.
I guess we can tell another secret. Christian needs chocolate.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get chocolate at a regular interval, he kind of get heated. His blood sugar drops, and the world is literally going under.
Yeah, I need chocolate and I need Pepsi Max. Yeah. Did you know, by the way, that we are... How much do we drink? Like Norwegians?
Norwegians drink about almost 100 million liters of Pepsi Max a year.
And that equals like something of...
9% of the world's Pepsi Max, of the entire world's Pepsi Max goes to Norway. So 9% of the entire Pepsi Max sale in the world is in Norway. 9%.
I take my share.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's move on. I guess we need to do the introductions. So I guess it's been like 20 minutes, so it's time to do the introductions. But I guess you know me and Martin from the beginning, and you also know Maximilian because you've been to like half of the scenes, and you've been to how many episodes?
I believe I've been to 2 episodes now.
Yeah,
in total.
Yeah, and you? Who are you?
Yeah.
This is Tessa. She's my girlfriend, and I guess have you seen her before? Do you recognize her? Can you change your hats?
Maybe you know me as
Ooh,
Hacker Girl. Yeah.
So can you tell us about the Hacking Girl episode?
Yeah, well, I was supposed to film the whole thing, not in front of the camera, so I didn't know about Hacker Girl. I did my best. I was pretty nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is another episode that didn't quite go as you planned, because we were supposed to be 2 more people. One of them was the actual hacker girl, and another kind of agent as well. But that day I had the cold so bad. On that episode I was just so cooked in my head. So I'm basically just repeating Tommy's lines. I'm not coming up with anything original. So that's why I think 2 times I just copied Tommy's last words he's saying. I'm just saying the same twice.
Talked about sabotage.
It's not sabotage.
Mega rats.
It's not
Big mega rats.
It's not mega rats. What about that guy?
He looks suspect.
He looked suspect. I'm quite good at editing, so that was a really, really hard one to make. That's part of the reason why it took like 8 months or something to release that episode. So, and also the CGI things also took forever. Okay.
Those turned out really well.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I was really impressed.
I think people wanted to do more of those kind of parody episodes.
Yeah.
So which episode, what kind of TV show should we make?
Deadliest Catch. We have a fishing boat. We gotta do Deadliest Catch.
That's what it is. I want to do like the flaming hook kind of thing.
Flaming
I mean,
hook.
Edgar is throwing that hook, the flaming hook.
Yeah.
See that one? I didn't know I'd like to do that.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to go back to some questions because we get so many cool comments from the YouTube page, and we try to read every single one of them. We also try to reply to every single one of them, and I'm going to sum up half of the first like 6,000 comments. Okay, so what kind of imbeciles are you that bought leaking wooden fishing boats that's like 80 years old? I mean, what did you expect when it sunk? That kind of sums up the first like 6,000 comments. First of all, he had an excellent pier. I mean, he needed a boat there, obviously. I mean, you had like this fantastic place to put it. So I guess that was kind of part of the reason. And we couldn't afford like a real proper one. We were actually looking for like a metal boat, like a work boat.
Work boat, yeah.
Because at that time I was doing a like construction company, so I really wanted to have like do more like marine missions. And then this one came up, and I guess we both thought it was quite cool and cute and nice.
Yeah, it was the driest summer in ages, and you could literally put your fingers between every single board.
Yep.
But there was something with it when we saw it. Like, yeah, that's nice.
And you could literally sit back in the engine room, and you could watch outside because the gaps between the boards were that huge, so you could literally see outside. And still, I thought, yeah, this is a good plan. This is, and it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's like a 28-hour trip to get it back home. We didn't really. We could have done it quicker by going straight over. Could half the time, I guess. But
For some reason, he wanted to stay
some
close to the,
reason
the
I wanted
shoreline.
to stay
By some-
fairly close to the shore. so I started 4 o'clock in the evening. We had a weekend to do this due to work. So I started when I was finished at work. And I had about 6, 7, 8 hours over the fjord to pick up Christian and Sabine. That I wouldn't really say she volunteered to the trip, more like press gang.
I don't think she quite understood how far we're gonna go.
I think
we
the
said
question-
boat ride, and she didn't realize it's gonna take 20 hours before she could go and have a pee.
I think that your question was, can you drive me to the quay
Could have been.
around 1 o'clock in the night, because that's when I was due in. We went off. The first question I had, because at that time I was just dead tired. Well, first question was, do any of you know how to steer a boat? And I got this, yes! About 5 minutes later I realized that it should have been, no!
But it was a nice trip. I mean,
Yeah.
the water was completely flat, and the most amazing like skyline and stars, and I guess that was when I really fell in love with this boat. I mean, that was a really, really cool and nice trip.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we're going to talk about your sailboat.
Yeah.
So, have you always kind of wanted a sailboat?
I haven't always wanted a sailboat. I actually started off by saving money for to buy a camera, because I'm really into filmmaking and things. I think that's fun. So I was saving money to buy a camera, and I had like a little bit. But then I came down here to you guys.
Age 14.
Age 14. I was 14 back then. And I came down here for a vacation for like a weekend or something. It wasn't a long vacation. But within those 2 days, the two of you had managed to convince me that it was much smarter to buy a boat, a sailboat. It was much smarter to buy a sailboat than a camera. And that happened within like the first 4 hours. And then they had found the boat for me. He said, this is really nice. This is a tiny boat. It's really nice for you. And I was like, yeah, I like that. That's a cool boat. And then we went and looked at it. Like, we drove, I think it was an hour or something, and looked at it. And the next day, within 3 days, we had bought it and we took it home. So within a 3-day weekend, they had convinced me that it was better to buy a boat.
This is gonna be great.
That found a boat, and we bought a boat. So now I have a sailboat.
But you certainly delivered with that boat, because age 14 and you brought your crew, like Thorstein and Kim, and you went 4 or 5 hours with that boat to Arendal to watch a movie.
Yeah, we really wanted to watch a movie in the cinema, and we don't have a cinema because it's like the small town, like a sea town. So, and none of you adults wanted to drive us. So we were like, well,
You had a boat! You don't need to drive.
We were like, how did we get to watch this movie? So we took the boat. And it was a really nice trip. We had the wind straight against us, so we used the engine most of the time, but it was nice. It was really nice. And I watched the movie, and it was a very nice trip. But the fun thing about, the one funny thing that actually happened was we ended up going to the store in the city and buying only two things. And those two things were nougat, that's like chocolate spread, like you have on your bread, and the bread knife. So those two things. We came to the cashier with like those two things. We need this bread knife and some nougat.
Very adult.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk about you two. And you know you're studying multimedia? Or?
Yeah, media and communications.
Okay. So now you're both studying multimedia.
Yeah. We are in what Americans would call high school. Yeah, so first grade of high school, which is in Norway year 11. Yeah, so it's also called first grade. First grade videregående. Yeah, and we're studying in media and communication, multimedia.
What can we look forward to?
What you can look forward to? I don't know how much...
What can the viewers can expect when you are studying?
Well, we're planning a live stream because that is a part of what we're studying, how to do a live stream. So we're thinking of maybe doing a live stream from the boat, a live fishing trip.
So if you want us to set that up, please leave a comment and tell us if that's horrible or not to watch us try to fish for 8 hours.
Yeah,
Live,
live.
I guess. Or sink or...
Or sink. You could have a live sinking. Yeah. You could,
It could actually be a live sinking.
yeah, it could
That
actually.
could be great.
That's a real possibility.
And most importantly, you are both single. Is that correct?
We're both single.
Yeah. And what is your plan to pick up girls?
Well, my plan is to use this boat to pick up girls because that's what you actually do with fishing boats. You pick up girls. So I gotta practice my handbrake turn with this thing.
Well, I did. I got this one because of the boats. So yeah. A catch. Huge catch.
Sliding into the DMs is so old-fashioned. We use a fishing boat now.
Yeah,
Sliding into the dock.
exactly. Sliding into the dock instead of sliding into the DMs. Yeah, I've actually never done that. I'm like the kid who wears ties at school. So yeah.
Skull.
Ja. Det är det som är fel. So this is like a professional YouTube channel, so we obviously have a script.
Yeah, obviously.
So one of the things we kind of want to do is kind of take it around and say what we want to achieve or what we want to do with Glimt in the future. And I guess we're gonna start with you, I guess.
Yeah, I can start. That's actually a very good question because now my home boat is on the water, so it's a time split between the two boats. But one of the really good memories from my youth when we were growing up was the families had boats and we kind of occupied all the areas we came to, like 20 kids in 2 or 3 boats and just occupying the bay or the small island where we come. That's kind of where I want to go back to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You have a lot of kids.
Yeah, because all the kids. She has 4 kids. Yeah. So what about you guys? What do you think?
I think, at least I do, I want to take the boat out of the country and go on a diving trip. Seeing as
Because you recently got your diving certificate.
Yeah, just got it.
Yeah.
You would.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice.
So kite trip to Denmark. I totally agree with you. We should do that.
Yeah, I would like to do that as well.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I want to use it to go with the family, like to what we do in the go to Skjæra. Or what's it called? In Norway it's called Skjæra, like the few rocks along the coast that covers the coast.
In this area, there is like small fjords that you've seen on the episodes, and outside of the fjords, when the fjords meet the ocean, they're kind of flat, nice islands.
Yeah,
Archipelago.
Archipelago.
Yeah.
What you said.
Oh, cool.
What he said.
So yeah, so that's kind of a very common place to go on trips because there are kind of no bugs. It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
And if you, vad heter soldagsbris? If you go there on the correct time of day, when the kind of wind is shifting, it's kind of no wind at all.
Yeah.
So on a sunny day, that's like a fantastic place to be.
And also I really like when we use it as a base and then we do water sports around it. So we can park this like in the middle of the fjord and we have like 2-3 other boats or jet skis or anything like we drive around and do water sports like water skiing and wakeboards and stuff. Yeah.
So home base and water sports.
Yeah. So mothership.
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 Somewhere you can tie up your new sailboat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm kind of dreaming of taking it to Scotland. I mean, it is kind of insane because you have to cross one of the kind of worst waters in the world. I guess North Sea is not that. Is that kind of famous for being rough?
Or both North Sea and Skagerrak is famous for being rough.
Yeah.
If you do if you got hit by bad weather, it's also famous for being the flattest water you can find. So
okay, so on a good day we could actually cross it easily.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. So I think with this crew and this boat, I think we will be fine with a life raft and a kind of emergency beacon and a waterproof camera.
Yeah.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. I can
Do you
mention a
agree?
few.
Like
Yeah.
the Scotland trip would be in
Drink whiskey.
and drink whiskey in
definitely.
Scotland.
We should like bring like one bucket of whiskey, just like those
A barrel?
barrels,
Yeah.
a barrel of whiskey, just a tiny barrel, like yeah,
I think it's like the only thing in the car.
Yeah. like empty the entire cargo room, just like one bucket of one whiskey thing in the back.
One barrel.
barrel, one barrel of whiskey.
Well, I want to say something about the purpose of the channel. Okay, first of all, I have to say that I never in my wildest dreams expected the channel to get more than 25 subscribers. I mean, it was a huge surprise that so many people wanted to watch us and watch this illegal fishing boat. So we didn't really have a big plan when we first made the first movie, the first episodes. But after doing this now for 2 years or something now, we kind of seen that there is like this niche market or kind of this concept, because there are so many YouTubers that show how to restore a boat perfectly. I love Tally Ho to death. I mean, those episodes are amazing. I watched every single one of them, and we're not going to do that. Because I'm not a boat builder, and you're not boat builders. You're a boat builder? No. We don't have lots of money to put into this project. We don't have lots of time to put into the project. We have some weekends now and then, and that's kind of it. We don't have the option to put any more hours into this project, but still we want to have fun. And after a while, it more or less became clear that we want to show the world that it's possible to have lots of fun with something that's really horrible to begin with, and it's barely floating. But
Most of the time it's barely floating. Some of the time it
but
doesn't.
still, and I mean it's don't you agree? So that's kind of the mission.
Yeah.
That's kind of the concept with the whole boat in the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show that you can have
Yeah.
fun
have
with
fun.
something
Yeah.
while you work on it, and
And it's in
It doesn't have to be perfect.
No, doesn't have to be perfect at all.
Yeah. How's that thing?
Sorry.
He like suggested I wasn't perfect. Of
Oh.
course I'm perfect.
I don't.
So I guess we have to conclude. I mean, this is Christmas Eve, and I guess you have better things to do than watch us
Yeah.
all night. But I think we really want to say thank you, and that's kind of why we do this thing today, because I think we really want to give our appreciation. And I guess you're tired of hearing my voice, both for the comments and now I guess I speak the most, I guess, for some reason. So can you do the wrapping up?
Yeah, sure. I can wrap up.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll start asking by like, if you like this kind of setup, like a Q&A type thing. This was like a Christmas special, so but we can do more specials. We can do Easter specials. I don't know.
Just be here special.
Yeah, just be here special, summer special,
Feel good special.
Feel good special. If you like this like format with us, with the crew sitting down and talking about things and replying to maybe some of your comments, we're totally up to that because we had a lot of fun making this. So yeah, maybe we'll just do it because we think it's fun. And leave a comment if you are up for it, or if you don't, tell us, because they will probably not.
And I really like the comments. We read,
Yeah.
we try to read every single comment, and we also try to reply to every single one of them. And we love both the good and the bad. Actually. Yeah.
All comments, if both good and bad, because we take your critics seriously, and if you think the music is too loud, then I think you can.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think it's really. I think it has improved a lot. But if there's something you see that you think is really stupid, or you would have done maybe differently, leave a comment.
Or they could be right.
Yeah, you could probably be right,
Yeah,
because
sometimes you're actually.
yeah, most of the times you are right.
Think of that.
Yeah. And we really enjoy reading all your comments, and we try to reply to all of them. Mostly these two. I usually reply now and then with my own user. Yeah, and it's both good and bad, but mostly good, because it's really nice. It really gives us the support to keep traveling down all this way to keep making videos, and all those hours that you guys spend when we're not here.
And then I guess we have to wish you all a super fantastic Merry Christmas and
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and
Happy New Year.
stay safe out there.
Happy New Year, Miss Sophie.
It's rough times, so stay safe. Bye bye.
Bye bye.